Good morning, everyone. I think we're just about ready to get started. My name is Casey Harrigan, and I'm the Director of Member Services at APSA. Thank you all for attending the 2025-2026 Organized Section Officer Orientation webinar this morning. I would like to start out by introducing APSA's Executive Director, Kimberly Mealy.
Thank you, Casey. Good morning, everyone. I just wanted to take a moment to thank you for your service and, in some cases, your continued service as an officer of an APSA organized section. We really do value your time and your commitment. We know it's not easy because you do have a lot of other obligations to attend to. So, as we start this important informational session, I wanted to just acknowledge that and thank you for your service. And also thank you to the staff who are on the call today for committing their time and expertise as well. So I look forward to hearing more about the orientation. Casey?
Thank you, Kim. As Kim noted, we have a number of other APSA staff on the call that will be providing information on their programs and resources that they work on at APSA. So I'll have them quickly go around and introduce themselves, and I'll call you out. So Brenna,
Hi everyone, my name is Brenna Dames and I'm the Manager of Member Services here at APSA.
Caroline,
Hi everyone. I'm Caroline Stroh, and I am the program assistant for the membership team here at APSA.
and Clarissa,
Hi everyone, this is Clarissa Westphal Nogueira, and I am the Communications and Web Development Manager.
and John Gerstel.
Hey, I'm John Gerstel. I'm the Senior Director of Publications.
Kristen Kessler,
Hi, I'm Kristen Kessler. I'm the Director of Meetings and Events at APSA.
and Steve Stupa.
Morning. Steve Stupa, Director of Finance and Administration here at APSA.
And Susie.
Hey everyone, I'm Susie. I am the Manager of Meetings and Events at APSA.
I think that's all of the staff. If I missed anyone, shout out and let me know. Okay. I think we're ready for the next slide, Brenna. So just some logistics before we get started. If you have any questions during the presentation, you can use the raise hand function or you can submit them through the Q&A option. We will answer them as we go, and we will also have a time for questions at the end. We are recording this webinar and it will be posted on the APSA website as well as circulated via email along with the slides once we're done. So a brief overview of some of the items that we're going to be reviewing today. We already went over the APSA staff that are on the call. We'll be touching base on the current section data and trends that we see in membership, and annual meeting overview, some important dates that you should take note of as a section officer, how to access your section rosters and member lists, our APSA Connect site, our APSA website and section microsites, and then we will go into our APSA and organized section journals, finances, and then we have time for questions at the end. APSA currently has 53 organized sections. As you all know, sections are an important aspect of APSA. APSA staff are committed to supporting the growth of sections and the work that you all do. Section memberships can be added at any time that a member joins or renews their APSA membership, as well as any time throughout their membership in their user home profile. So as you can see, the overall trend of organized section membership has continued to grow over the past number of years. As of October 31st, there were 26,990 total section memberships. This is a result of members being a member of more than one section. And the APSA total membership was 10,274 members. The average section membership as of October 31st is 481 members. Just like we see a fluctuation with APSA membership, we do see this fluctuate month to month, just depending on the time of year that we are in. The average professional dues are $10, and they range from $5 to $35, and the average student member dues are $0, and they range from $0 to $25. 43 sections are currently waiving their student member dues. We do have a full list of organized section dues on the website if you are interested in seeing what other sections offer their dues and how that compares to your organized section. And as noted before, A number of members belong to more than one section. So currently 64% of APSA members belong to at least one or more organized section. 60% of our regular or professional members belong to, on average, 3 organized sections, and 67% of student members are a member of at least one organized section, with the average being a little higher because of those waived dues at 6. I will now hand it over to Kristen Kessler on our meetings team to give some updates on the annual meeting and meetings and events.
Yeah, thanks, Casey. So yeah, we do have 2 meetings that are taking place this year. We have our annual meeting that we have each year, and then we will also be having our 3rd annual virtual research meeting. So the virtual research meeting is a 2-day virtual event that is going to take place in April of this year. We're still finalizing the date now, but that should be available within the coming weeks. So this meeting is an opportunity for scholars to share their research, provide constructive feedback, and build networks and partnerships. And we do have a few different panel types that take place during this meeting. We have these innovative research groups, general panels, and virtual keynotes or plenary sessions. We can go to the next slide. And then we will also have our annual meeting this year. Our 2025 annual meeting was held this past September in Vancouver. We had just over 5,000 attendees, with over 4,800 of those in person, and then over 300 attendees that participated virtually. The 2026 meeting will be taking place in Boston, September 3rd through the 6th. If you were at the 2018 meeting in Boston, the space will be very familiar to you. We're going to be in the Hines, as well as a couple of those hotels that connect. So in terms of panel allocations, the panel slot numbers will be on par with Vancouver. This is above previous years. We've been trying to contract some additional space so that sections can receive some more panels each year. Out of all of those panel allocations, divisions receive about 80% of those allocations. And we will be using both the in-person and the virtual panel attendance when we do the calculations from 2025 to calculate the 2026 allocations. And just a reminder that full panel papers can have up to 5 papers on them. And you can see here the chart over the past several years, how we have been increasing the total number of panels that divisions get. In 2025, we did have 1,234 panels that were allocated amongst the divisions. So once the call closes, within the next few days after that, we will be reaching out to the division chairs to receive their final number of allocations for the 2026 meeting.
Thanks, Kristen. So for organized section awards is one of the most important functions that organized sections partake in recognizing their members. In 2025, organized sections sponsored over 266 awards, ranging in monetary value from $100 to $1,500. Year to date, sections have dispersed over $130,000 in award payments alone. This includes both travel grants and support grants. The number of awards range from 1 to 10 between the organized sections, with 5 being the average among the sections. For 2026, all of the information that we have received regarding organized section awards has been posted to each section's webpage. If you have not yet submitted your organized sections award committees or nomination deadlines, please do so as quickly as possible. We do receive a lot of questions, not just the membership team, but APSA in general receives a lot of questions from members regarding organized section awards. And the more information that we have, the better we can assist our members and direct them to your awards. We also find that it's helpful if specific nomination instructions are included, such as, email the chair or submit via a WUFU or a Google link. That's helpful for members to have on the webpage as well. We recommend using a nomination deadline of March 1st, 2026. We find that the March deadline typically provides enough time for committees to review the materials to meet the June 1st recipient information deadline. And this is when we at APSA ask for all the recipient information And this allows us to include it in the annual meeting program book as well as on Political Science Today. We also post all recipients on the web pages and in PS Now. On our website, we have a number of resources regarding organized section awards. This includes a best practices guide, which was created in the past year or two based on feedback and information that we collected directly from organized section officers. We also have certificate templates that can be downloaded and updated for each organized section. We can also help your section promote your awards through various social media streams. If you want to reach out to us at membership, we can talk about what that might look like. Organized sections that wish to provide additional monetary support to their members leading up to the annual meeting are recommended to do so through what we call organized section support grants. Through this program, we at APSA assist sections with collecting applications for grants through APSA's application software, OpenWater. This allows us to easily collect the necessary banking information, the W-9, ACH deposit forms, international wire transfer forms. Once the applications are collected, the designated representative from the section, so either the section chair or treasurer, as they do need to have a financial responsibility with the section, can review all of the applications and make their determinations as to who will receive an award as well as the amount of the award. And then from there, APSA will move forward with processing the grants. These grant payments, they do come directly from the section's general account, and the amount provided to each member is up to you. So it does differ between sections. As you can see, it has grown over the past couple of years that we've been offering it. In 2025, we had 15 sections participate, and they provided a total of 87 grants totaling $35,000. Brenna Dames, she really leads this program. So she'll be reaching out in the spring with information to all sections. And if you're interested in opting into this program, you'll respond back, and then you can work with Brenna to create your specific application. And if you have any questions regarding the program. So some dates that you should take note of for the upcoming 2025-2026 term. The affiliated event request application will open in the winter, typically in December. And then January 14th is when our 2026 call for proposals closes. This does include short course proposals as well. As Kristen noted, shortly after the proposals closes, the panel allocations will be emailed to divisions. The division chairs will then also be provided access to the submission system so that they can start constructing their panels. Panel construction deadline is February 27th of 2026. That affiliated event request application will close on March 31st. And then on June 1st is when we do ask, like I said before, for all that award recipient information to be submitted back to APSA. We'll be sending out a form in early to mid-spring where that can be recorded once the decisions have been finalized for your organized section. And we'll make sure that it's included in all of our publications and websites. If your organized section is hosting an off-site reception at the Boston annual meeting, our meetings team does need to review and sign on any contracts that the section enters into with outside vendors. So please try to submit those contracts by early June so that we do have enough time to review the contracts and work with the venues in case any changes are needed before the time that the meeting and the event takes place. And then as Kristen noted, the annual meeting will be taking place September 3rd through 6th, 2026 in Boston, Massachusetts. We will be hosting an organized section officers breakfast on site. This is an event that we host every year to thank organized section officers for their work over the past year. We also provide some updates and any new information that we have to share with organized sections. So it's a really great time to just touch base again. I wanted to highlight the for section officers and organizers page on our website. This is a great resource where we put any links, updated materials that we have for organized sections. In addition to sending them out via email, we typically post them on this web page as well for future reference. The direct link is also here, and we'll circulate it via email as well. So directly on the APSA website, you'll be able to find the organized section handbook, this orientation manual and webinar. our best practices guide for hosting elections. We also have a marketing toolkit, the award certificate template that I referenced, as well as APSA Connect guides, so how to post to a forum and how to participate in discussion threads. We also have a link for you to download your up-to-date member rosters, as well as a link for the organized section payment request form and application, which we will touch more on shortly in our finance portion of the presentation. We have a number of other resources that are available to you as a section officer that are not posted on the website. But if you reach out to us directly at membership@apsanet.org, we would be able to get you this information. That includes any lapsed section member lists, historical section information such as officers, membership totals, or your finance information. We can provide you with assistance hosting electronic ballots for your elections, any event promotion. We know a lot of organized sections host events, not just at the annual meeting, but year round, and we're happy to assist with getting that word out to our members. If you have any questions about establishing a new microsite, we have resources for that as well. And then we would also love to highlight any of these events or member highlights of your section in our all-member newsletter. So section rosters. Current organized section chairs, treasurers, and secretaries do have access to download current member rosters. They're updated daily based on any members that renew or expire. And you can access them once you're logged into your apsanet.org account on our website. Once you're on the For Section Officers and Organizers page, you'll see that big green bar, Download Section Roster, and that will take you to a page where you will be able to click into your section roster. If it appears blank, you're likely not logged in or your permissions haven't been updated. So try to log in. But if you still have any questions, send us an email and we'll make sure that your account is up to date. This is kind of a snippet of what the roster will look like, the information that's included. The most recent change is that in that far last column, it will indicate whether the member is a regular or professional member with REG or a student member. It will display STU. So in addition to your member rosters, we can provide you with lapsed section member lists, as well as current APSA members based on fields of interest that line up with your organized section. Member lists should only be used to facilitate communication with section members. Please do not share, sell, trade, rent your member lists to anyone outside of your organized section. Journal membership roster requests should come through the membership department as well. We work with all of the publishers to make sure that they have the correct lists, whether it's for print or online access. So if you have any questions, please email us directly and we'll be sure to work with the publishers directly. So in 2022, APSA Council passed some updates to the Organized Section Handbook regarding the creation of new organized sections. I just wanted to highlight them as it may come up during your time as a section officer over the next year. So the main items that you would come into contact with would be if a new organized section is submitting a proposal, they are encouraged to reach out to the chairs of pre-existing organized sections to request statements of support that would be included in their proposal, and that would then be reviewed by the Committee on Organized Sections as well as the APSA Council. In addition to these letters of support, we also will, once we receive the full proposal at APSA, we will send that out to current chairs for a 30-day open comment period. And this will allow you to submit, again, any statements of support, or if you do have any concerns about the proposal for the new organized section. And after those 30 days, the organized section committee will review those and it will be passed on to council as well. So look out for any emails regarding that. Right now, we don't have any proposals in the queue, but if you have any questions, if the time comes, please feel free to reach out. I will now hand it over to Clarissa Westphal Noguera.
Hi, everyone. Thanks, Casey. Apologies if you can hear the slight tickle in my throat. I'm a little under the weather, but I have double the enthusiasm, so I'm happy to help out here as I explain the APSA website. Basically, each section has its own landing page on appsnet.org/membership/organized section, and it will provide general information, including the current officers, section dues, award committees, and nomination deadlines, previous award recipients, and also the microsite. If your section has a microsite, the link will be there. If it does not, then it will not be there. All pages are currently being updated with the 25-26 information that has been received. But if you have any update requests, those can be sent to membership@appsenet.org. Next slide, please. Going into APSA Connect, you can log in at connect.appsenet.org. Each organized section has basically a community and forum and document library. So as its name implies, APSA Connect is basically our platform that helps members connect with each other, share resources and information, and network with colleagues through our discussion forums, document library, and directory. It's really a very good place to have a one-stop shop for all the information on your section, anything that you want to share amongst your colleagues, any documentation that you want to share onto our library. It's definitely the place we always recommend to have people communicate with each other. Section chairs, including some section officers, are allowed administrative access to edit, manage, and/or update information listed on their section groups, forums, and microsite. In terms of microsite, like I said, not every section has a microsite. So if you would like to create one for your section, please go ahead and email us at communications@appsenet.org. If you need any administrative access to your microsite, you can also use that same email to let us know. I can send the permissions to the people who need them and help you out from there. I'm definitely the middle person that you'll need to talk to in terms of getting any information on that. So instructions on how to navigate your section community, such as posting messages, uploading documents, editing any email settings, or changing your profile image, you can find that at connect.appsenet.org/how-to. Next slide, please. Going back into APSA Connect, just to give a little bit more in-depth detail here. First of all, you have the discussion forum, and the discussion forum is a great place to send in your section updates and announcements. Any information about elections, any calls for papers, job announcements is very popular there, although one thing that we always highlight is that all job listings must be posted to eJobs prior to being posted to APSA Connect, as well as also meeting notifications. Next slide, please. We also have the document library, which you can upload documents to make them accessible to your members. You can share announcements, conference papers, teaching slides. I also know that, for example, a lot of sections have their own newsletter. That's also a popular document that gets uploaded there. You can access your section library by visiting your section landing page in APSA Connect and just selecting documents, or you can go directly to the link that's displayed below. Next slide, please. Going next to the directory, you can browse our search function and profile options in APSA Connect in the APSA Connect directory. If you need to change your profile information, all you have to do is log into My APSA profile on appsenet.org. Any changes that are made there will then be highlighted into APSA Connect, but not vice versa. So definitely you want to go to your My APSA profile to get that done. The directory can also be accessed by the link below. Next slide, please. Yeah, like I said, a lot of enthusiasm because that basically concludes my section of this presentation. I will now change it over to John.
Thanks, Dorissa. As I mentioned before, my name is John Gerstel. I'm the Senior Director of Publications. I've been at APSA since 2017. And in that time, we've set up several new journal partnerships with organized sections. So we have 21 organized section journals that have some 21 organized sections that have some type of relationship with the journal. Those relationships vary widely. We have journals that are owned by APSA in the organized section and that are published with Cambridge. We have other journals that might be owned by a publisher or a third party like a nonprofit or a university, but the sections have editorial control, meaning that they appoint the editor. And then there's other journals where the publisher might own the copyright, but this organized section has a membership subscription to the journal, or perhaps the publisher awards some type of prize. So the relationships and of the journals vary widely. There's also the all member journals. Those are kind of separate. That's your APSR, Perspectives on Politics, PS, and JPSC. I'm the main contact for you in your negotiations with any publishers and editors for contracts or for finances. If you're conducting an editorial search, please reach out to me and we can help you. We can help you promote that. And then when it comes time to contract with the editor or the university, I'll be your main contact there. One thing you do want to reach out to membership for is if a publisher is requesting a subscription list, either for print or electronic. Another thing that I've done on behalf of several sections before is issuing RFP for a publisher. Also, contractual negotiations. We do want to make sure we're maximizing value. For example, many sections recently have converted to a $0 membership fee for graduate students. So we want to make sure that those costs are reflected in our publishing arrangements as well. And providing online only access to graduate students is usually a low or a no cost option for publishers. I can help you with best practices in editorial and production, as well as help facilitate any finance questions. Oh, thank you. APSA Preprints is our working paper and conference paper repository launched by APSA in 2019. Since then, we've collaborated with multiple organized sections when they're holding mini conferences to host their papers for the conference, realizing that there might not be a platform that's available if you're hosting a small conference at a university. So if you would like to use APSA Preprints for an event, whether it's an in-person or virtual event, we can help you facilitate that. It's not on the slide, but just a couple other things to mention that we handle in my department. We publish Political Science Today, which is the APSA member magazine. So if you have any news and awards and things like that, please reach out to me. Casey mentioned the awards already, and those do get published in Political Science Today. If you have any questions about starting new journals or creating new partnerships for journals with your organized section, there are some procedures that are detailed in the organized section handbook, but if you have any questions about it, please let me know. One thing I just wanted to point out that these are kind of, these are long-term relationships that are often set up for 5 or 7 years. So as a section chair, section treasurer, you want to make sure that this is something that you want to enter into for your section for quite a long time, as it is a pretty serious commitment. I think that's it. Thank you. Over to Steve.
Thanks, John. So on this list, our typical section reimbursable expenses, the 3 primary being the awards, travel grants, and research grants, which are typically issued and dispersed around APSA's annual meeting, but not necessarily. Award plaques, shipping costs, catering expenses. These are just sort of more typical expenses. It's not the universe necessarily of them. So if there are expenses that your section has, which are outside the scope of what's shown here, either the membership staff or accounting staff would be happy to help you get those coded and paid. For several years now, APSA's policy is not to reimburse for annual meeting registration or APSA membership or section dues. And at the bottom of the sheet is the best way to contact the finance staff or membership staff if you have any specific questions regarding whether something's reimbursable or not, or just assistance in putting the package together. So organized section payments for past several years now are submitted through APSA's online application platform. It's called Open Water. The link can be found on your officer and organizer webpage and access as shown. A new link is created each year as the forums are updated. So please be on the lookout for that. We do ask that section treasurer or chair also complete the approval section at the bottom of the payment request form. Requests should only be submitted once everything's completed. So from an accounting perspective, a full reimbursement package contains either the ACH or international wire form. APSA only sends ACHs or international wires. We don't cut paper checks anymore, and we're not able to reimburse through PayPal or through some other payment method. So it's just ACH payments to bank accounts or international or domestic wires. There's each year IRS updates the Form W-9 or W-8. That information gives us the recipient's address as well as tax ID number or social security number. I mentioned earlier about the signed payment request form is important, along with any other supporting documents. If a plaque reimbursement, let's say, is being requested, just a copy of the invoice that was given to you that you indeed paid for would be sort of typical supporting information. So actual receipts or invoices are always encouraged to be attached. If there are any questions, we'll reach out to you in the process. As far as award accounts go, we use a 4% rule that sections can spend up to 4% of the award funds based on the year-end account balance, which will be set out, at year-end, generally by March, the books and records should be all adjusted for. Next slide. Thank you. So APSA finance staff are here in person 2 days a week. I'm here 4. So when check deposits are made, we open the mail, make the deposits daily. Credit card receipts, of course, come in electronically, as do ACH or wire payments. APSA allocates section dues on a monthly basis through integration between our membership database, NOAA, and Intact, which is our accounting database. APSA will distribute reports quarterly to the section treasurers. If you do need more frequent or one-off ad hoc type of reports, just reach out to the accounting staff and we'd be happy to assist you. The year-end reports do take a little longer than the quarterlies, just to make sure that all the receipts and expenses are indeed processed in the year in which they were incurred. So year-end numbers take a little bit longer, but fund balances should all be reconciled and allocated by March of each year. Thank you.
Thanks, Steve. So that takes us to the end of our formal presentation. Here's just an overview of some of the contact information from the departments that you've heard from today. Additional contact information is included in the orientation manual that is also posted on our website and was sent via email, and we will include when we send these slides as well. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to either drop them in the Q&A or the chat. Staff will hang out for a little bit if anyone has any questions. If not, well, thank you all for attending. And like I said, we will follow up via email. But if you have any questions, feel free to send them in.